Namaskar. A warm welcome to World News and Indian Perspective on All India Radio. This is Abhineet Shukla and with me is VC Pramod bringing glimpses of the major developments of the day from across the globe. Over the next half an hour, we shall bring you the latest from the world of politics, economy, sports, entertainment and more. The headlines. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar says India is looking forward to join Nuclear Suppliers Group. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu reiterates India's commitment to strengthen ties with Qatar. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi to inaugurate Biotech Startup Expo 2022 in New Delhi on Thursday. World Food Safety Day is being observed on 7th of June to promote awareness and encourage adequate steps to prevent, detect and manage foodborne risks. Indonesia Masters Badminton Tournament begins in Jakarta and Indian cricket team to lock horns with South Africa in 5-match 2020 International Series from Thursday. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar has said that Indian foreign policy thinking is displaying greater conceptual and operational clarity. Addressing an event in New Delhi on Tuesday, Dr. Jaishankar said, whether during COVID pandemic or current economic challenges, India has gone extra mile for its neighbors and will continue to do so. He said, India counts Vaccine Maitri as one of its key achievements.
We envisage India as a larger lifting tide for the entire region. Our investments in connectivity, expansion of contacts and promotion of cooperation have also been noteworthy. Whether it was during COVID or the current economic challenges, India has gone the extra mile for its neighbors and will continue to do so. We have also articulated a sharp awareness of our extended neighborhood. It is expressed as an Act East policy, a Sagar outlook, a Gulf engagement, and a Central Asia initiative. In each case, the record is one of higher commitment.
The External Affairs Minister said, when it comes to security, India will do what it takes to ensure national well-being. He acknowledged the role of trusted partners who work to help keep India safe and secure every day. Dr. Jaishankar said, India has overcome the hesitations of history and would not allow anyone a veto on its choices. Dr. Jaishankar said, India is looking forward to join Nuclear Suppliers Group, overcoming the political impediments that are against global interest.
As a nation with a substantial nuclear industry, we also look forward to joining the Nuclear Suppliers Group, overcoming the political impediments that are against global interest. It is not, however, just contingencies and mechanisms that India can make a difference. We are taking initiatives on global concerns that are truly consequential. The International Solar Alliance that we have collated now has 106 members. Similarly, the Coalition for Disaster Resilient Infrastructure is making steady progress. Our decisions and intentions have had a major bearing on climate action and climate justice.
The External Affairs Minister said, India is taking initiatives on global concerns that are truly consequential. He said International Solar Alliance that India has collated now has 106 members. India's President Ramnath Kovind has said that in order to achieve the larger goals, improving the quality of institutions of higher learning is of vital importance. Inaugurating the two-day conference of Vice-Chancellors of Central Universities and Directors of Institutions of National Importance at Rashtrapati Bhavan Tuesday evening, Mr. Kovind said, we should be setting benchmarks for the best in the world. He expressed happiness that this year 35 Indian institutions have been ranked in the QS ranking as against 29 last year. In the top 300, there are 6 institutions this year as against 4 last year. Mr. Kovind also noted that the Indian Institute of Science has got a full score of 100 on the research parameter and shares this distinction with 8 highly reputed institutions of the world, including Princeton, Harvard, MIT and Caltech. He congratulated IISc Director and his team for this achievement.
India's Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu reached New Delhi after concluding his 3-nation tour to Gabon, Senegal and Qatar. Mr. Naidu reiterated that India will further strengthen its historic friendship with Qatar and agreed that a high-level engagement should be sustained including an early visit of Qatar's Amir Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani to the country. He reached Doha on Saturday accompanied by a high-level delegation including Minister of State for Health and Family Welfare Dr. Bharati Praveen Pawar and 3 members of Parliament Sushil Kumar Modi, Vijay Pal Singh Tomar and P. Ravindranath. Both sides positively assessed the developments in bilateral relations, and Naidu expressed happiness at the first ever visit at the Vice President level from India to Qatar. Both sides expressed satisfaction at the continued engagement at the highest level between both the countries since the landmark visits of Qatar's Amir to India in 2015 and Prime Minister Narendra Modi to Qatar in 2016. Vice President Naidu reiterated the high importance attached by India to close and friendly ties with Qatar and the commitment to deepen multifaceted bilateral cooperation in trade, investment, energy, food security, and media and people-to-people contacts. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate the Biotech Startup Expo 2022 at Pragati Maidan in New Delhi on Thursday. It will be followed by his address on the occasion. The Biotech Startup Expo 2022 is a 2-day event being held on the 9th and 10th of this month. It is being organized by the Department of Biotechnology and Biotechnology Industry Research Assistant Council, BIORAC. It is being held to mark the completion of 10 years of setting up of BIORAC. The theme of the expo is Biotech Startup Innovations Towards Atmanirbhar Bharat. The expo will act as a platform to connect entrepreneurs, investors, industry leaders, scientists, researchers, bio-incubators, manufacturers, regulators and government officials. About 300 stalls will be set up at the expo, which will showcase the applications of biotechnology in various fields such as healthcare, genomics, biopharma, agriculture, industrial biotechnology, waste to value, clean energy, among others. In today's Hotspot section, we bring you a discussion, AIR News special feature on 8 years of service, good governance and welfare of the poor, infra at scale and speed.
Infrastructure is the basis of development of any nation. Smooth and fast development requires adequate and timely investment in the infrastructure. In the last 8 years, central government has made unprecedented investments in infrastructure so that India attains new heights. As soon as Prime Minister Narendra Modi came to power in 2014, he emphasized on strengthening the infrastructure, the foundation of growth and development of the nation. Keeping in mind the needs of the country and to fulfill the aspirations of the people, the Modi government laid special focus on construction of roads, airways, waterways, ports and improvement in rail infrastructure. This will not only boost the economic development of the country, but also facilitate the seamless transportation and passenger service, which will in turn reduce the logistic costs and save fuel. Special attention was given also on completion of several projects which were lying pending for decades. PM Gati Shakti Yojana was launched with an objective to speed up projects by connecting all concerned departments on a single platform for infrastructure development and multimodal connectivity. The scheme is intended to break departmental silos and bring in more holistic and integrated planning and execution of projects, which will help bring down the logistics costs and translate into enormous economic gains to consumers, farmers, youth, as well as those engaged in business. The 107 lakh crore rupees scheme will play an important role in changing the face of country's infrastructure. Prime Minister Narendra Modi believes that Gati Shakti Yojana will give impetus to India of the 21st century and it will help in completing government projects on time.
पीएम गति शक्ति नेशनल मास्टर प्लान भारत के इसी आत्मबल को, आत्मविश्वास को, आत्मनिर्भरता के संकल्प तक ले जाने वाला है। ये नेशनल मास्टर प्लान 21वीं सदी के भारत को गति शक्ति देगा। नेक्स्ट जनरेशन इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर और मल्टी मॉडल कनेक्टिविटी को इस नेशनल प्लान से गति शक्ति मिलेगी। इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर से जुड़ी सरकारी नीतियों में प्लानिंग से लेकर एग्जीक्यूशन तक को ये नेशनल प्लान गति शक्ति देगा।
Roads and development are interlinked, which is why in the last 8 years, Modi government laid a lot of emphasis on the construction of roads. Only 4,260 kilometers of national highways were constructed till 2013 to 14, which was increased to more than 13,000 kilometers in 2020-21. The Modi government not only focused on construction of roads, but also scaled up the pace of construction. Earlier in 2014, where only 12 kilometers of roads were constructed per day, the pace of construction touched 37 kilometers during the tenure of the Modi government. Road Transport and Highways Minister Nitin Gadkari has said that by the end of 2024, the road infrastructure in India will be at par with that of the US.
मैं भारत को आत्मनिर्भर भारत बनाने का, सुखी समृद्ध संपन्न शक्तिशाली हिंदुस्तान बनाने का जो संकल्प प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी ने किया है, उसके आधार पर मैं विश्वास दिलाना चाहता हूं कि 2024 समाप्त होने के पहले हिंदुस्तान का रोड इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर अमेरिका के बराबर होगा.
Along with the construction of national highways, special emphasis was laid on rural connectivity through roads. Under the Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana, 381,000 kilometers of roads were constructed till 2013 to 14, which has increased to more than 7 lakh kilometers in 2022 to 23. Meanwhile, along with the construction of roads, special attention was also paid to the development of rail, air, waterways and ports. In the last 8 years, the Modi government has made unprecedented contributions in the development of railway infrastructure. Rail electrification has increased almost 10 times since 2014. Two separate dedicated freight corridors, Eastern Dedicated Freight Corridor and Western Dedicated Freight Corridor, are being constructed for freight trains to ensure timely movement of goods. India's first engineless semi-high-speed train, Vande Bharat Express, is giving a new impetus to Prime Minister Modi's New India vision. Government is planning to run 400 new Vande Bharat trains in the next 3 years. The Modi government is making constant efforts to make the dream of a fast-running bullet train come true. The work on the first bullet train project to run between Ahmedabad and Mumbai is in full swing. Railways Minister Ashwini Vaishnav says that efforts are being made to make the railways world-class in every way.
कई सारे इनिशिएटिव्स वर्ल्ड क्लास बनाने के लिए सबसे पहला रेलवे के स्टेशंस को करीब 50 स्टेशंस का टेंडर बहुत जल्दी होने वाला है. एकदम नई डिजाइन, एकदम ग्लोबल स्टैंडर्ड्स के बेसिस पे बनाए जा रहे हैं. वंदे भारत की बहुत अच्छी प्रोग्रेस है. सितंबर के महीने से चेन्नई से फैक्ट्री से हर महीने 4-4, 5-5 ट्रेन निकलने लगेंगी. साथ ही साथ हाई स्पीड ट्रेन का, बुलेट ट्रेन का बहुत अच्छी प्रोग्रेस है. करीब 48-50 किलोमीटर के आसपास पिलर्स कास्ट हो चुके हैं ऑलरेडी. इसी तरह से हर फील्ड में, चाहे कवच हो, चाहे ट्रैक स्टेशन नए बनाने हो, हर तरीके से रेलवे को वर्ल्ड क्लास बनाने का प्रयास है.
In order to accelerate the pace of development through ports in the country, the Modi government launched the Sagarmala program in 2015. Transportation of heavy goods through rivers is cheaper than road and rail. And keeping this in mind, for the first time, special importance is being given to the development of inland water transport. In 2014, the number of inland waterways was only 5, which is now increased to 111. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says that the use of waterways will save both time and money.
आने वाले दिनों में जब वाराणसी में बने मल्टी मॉडल टर्मिनल से रो सर्विस शुरू होगी तो लंबी दूरी तय करने के लिए आपको एक और नया विकल्प भी मिलेगा. इस जलमार्ग से समय और पैसा बचेगा, सड़क पर भीड़ भी कम होगी, ईंधन का खर्च भी कम होगा और गाड़ियों से होने वाले प्रदूषण से भी राहत मिलेगी.
Director General of Industry Organization FICCI, Arun Chawla, says that investment in the road, railways and shipping sector will lead to development of the country and create more employment opportunities.
रेलवे इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर आप देखिए, एन इन्वेस्टमेंट ऑफ 50 लाख करोड़ बाय 2030. सिमिलरली यू गो इनटू पोर्ट्स, खासतौर पे रीसेंट क्वाड समिट के बाद इट इज ग्रोइंग significance of the Indo-Pacific region from both strategic and trade point of view. Government ने बहुत measures लिए to improve the overall efficiency through mechanization, deepening the draft and speedy evacuation. India plans to invest $82 billion in port projects by 2035. इस नजरिए से देखें, ये सारी चीजें जो है इंडिया को डेवलप करेंगी, बट एम्प्लॉयमेंट भी बहुत टेक केयर करेंगी.
It is everyone's dream to fly in an airplane and to make these dreams come true. Prime Minister Narendra Modi started Ude Desh Ka Aam Nagrik, Udan, in 2016 to increase the air connectivity at the regional level. 65 airports have been constructed in the country, and since the inception of this scheme, more than 87 lakh people have enjoyed air travel. A beneficiary says that he has benefited a lot from the implementation of this scheme.
भारत जैसा देश जहां पर इतनी बड़ी आबादी है और इतनी बड़ी संख्या में लोग हैं और कई सारे लोग ऐसे हैं जो अफोर्ड नहीं कर सकते हैं फ्लाइट पर ट्रैवल करना, और यहाँ उड़ान जिसमें 500 किलोमीटर तक की दूरी मात्र 2500 रुपए में लोग ट्रैवल कर पा रहे हैं, ये एक रिवॉल्यूशन है. और बीइंग अ बिजनेसमैन मेरे लिए भी बहुत बेनिफिशियल है, क्योंकि जब मुझे इंटर स्टेट किसी स्टाफ को भेजना पड़ता था तो उन्हें ट्रेन टिकट या बस टिकट स्पॉन्सर करके देना पड़ता था. बट अभी मैंने देखा कि स्टार्टअप इंडस्ट्री में भी कई सारे स्टाफ के लिए अब ये कंफर्टेबल हो गया है और हम कंपनीज के लिए भी बहुत अच्छा है, जस्ट बिकॉज कि हम लोग अब सेम डे डिलीवरी भी दे पा रहे हैं.
In a short span of time, one of the most popular transport systems in the world, Metro Rail, has made its way into the hearts of the commuters. This metro train has reached 18 cities of the country, which was limited to only 5 cities in 2014. A frequent metro traveler says that traveling in metro saves a lot of time.
मेरा नाम अवनीश है, मैं सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियर हूँ. मुझे लगता है कि मेट्रो के आने से लाइफ बहुत इजी हुई है. डेली रूटीन की जो लोगों के आने जाने का सिस्टम था वो काफी सुधरा है.
अगला स्टेशन उद्योग भवन है.
The central government has not only paid attention to the development-related infrastructure, but also given a lot of emphasis on digital infrastructure. As a result of this, the central government has given importance to digitization and technologies everywhere, from the government schemes to the grassroots level. Through the digital revolution, the government is making the benefits of its schemes accessible to all its citizens in an uninterrupted manner, so that citizens do not face any problem. About 22,44,000 crore rupees have been sent directly to the bank accounts of the beneficiaries through Direct Benefit Transfer Program, that is DBT, since 2014. Through this scheme, the role of middlemen has been eliminated and subsidies being transferred directly to the bank accounts of the beneficiaries in a timely manner. A digital payment platform, UPI, which was launched in 2016, has made people's lives easier. Today, 26 crore people across the country are doing easy money transactions through UPI. In order to bring transparency in procurement in government departments, Government E-Marketplace GEM was started so that corruption could be eradicated. Today, more than 4 million businessmen have joined GEM. National infrastructure projects were envisaged to strengthen the country's infrastructure and increase production capacity, as well as attract investors. Infrastructure development and upgradation will play a major role in making India a $5 trillion economy by 2025. Prime Minister Narendra Modi believes that the national infrastructure pipeline will give a new direction and new momentum to the country.
देश की अर्थव्यवस्था को कोरोना के प्रभाव से जल्दी बाहर निकालना हमारी प्राथमिकता है. इसमें अहम भूमिका रहेगी नेशनल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर पाइपलाइन प्रोजेक्ट की. इस पर 110 लाख करोड़ उससे भी ज्यादा खर्च किए जाएंगे. इसके लिए अलग अलग सेक्टर्स में लगभग 7,000 प्रोजेक्ट की पहचान कर ली गई है. इससे देश के ओवरऑल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेवलपमेंट को एक नई दिशा भी मिलेगी, एक नई गति भी मिलेगी.
The central government, under the leadership of the Prime Minister, paid special attention to the northeastern states and the remote areas of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh to ensure that the benefits of development reach every nook and corner of the country. A vast network of roads, rails and bridges is being built in these areas. Due to snowfall and bad weather, contact with many areas of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh used to be cut off. Once the Zojila Tunnel, which is being built between Srinagar Valley and Leh, is ready, it will provide all-weather connectivity and bring about an all-round economic and socio-cultural integration of Jammu and Kashmir. 121 tunnels with length of more than 146 kilometers are under construction in the northeastern states so that the people do not remain untouched by development. Strong infrastructure in the country will not only make the wheel of economic development spin faster, but will also increase employment opportunities on a large scale. The path will be paved for India to become Vishwa Guru. India will come out of the line of developing countries and will be among the developed countries. With the strengthening of infrastructure, not only movement will be easier, but inclusive and holistic development of the country will also be possible.
This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates around the clock, follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts.
World Food Safety Day is being observed on 7th of June. It is observed every year on this day to draw attention and mobilize action to prevent, detect and manage foodborne risks and improve human health. This year's theme is Safer Food, Better Health. It highlights the role that safe, nutritional food plays in ensuring human health and well-being and calls for a set of specific actions to make food safer. 1 in 10 people are affected by foodborne diseases worldwide each year. There are over 200 of these diseases, some mild but others deadly. The United Nations General Assembly established World Food Safety Day in 2018 to raise awareness of this important issue. Health Minister Dr. Mansukh Mandavia has said that the dream of developed India can be realized only if its citizens are healthy. Addressing World Food Safety Day celebration in New Delhi on Tuesday, Dr. Mandavia said, "A healthy citizen makes a healthy society." On this occasion, Dr. Mandavia launched the logo for Ayurveda Ahar. He said, this will help in creating a unique identity of Ayurveda Ahar for easy identification and its proven benefits to improve health and well-being. India's Minister of State for External Affairs V. Muralidharan, who is on an official visit to Zimbabwe, interacted with members of the Indian community in Harare on Tuesday. Talking to Twitter, Muralidharan said he highlighted some of the positive developments in India during the interaction with the diaspora.
In Indian Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, 3 Lashkar-e-Taiba terrorists, including 2 Pakistani, were eliminated by security forces in separate encounters in less than 12 hours. Giving details, police said 2 LAT terrorists, including 1 from Pakistan, were killed in an encounter that broke out early this morning at Chaktaras Kandi area of Kupwara district. Earlier, another Pakistani terrorist of Lashkar-e-Taiba was neutralized by security forces in Baramulla district. The head of the United Nations nuclear watchdog has urged Iran to cooperate with its inspectors amid a standoff over Iran's atomic program. The Director General of the International Atomic Energy Agency, Rafael Mariano Grossi, said that this will be a reminder for everybody that there is really a need to get down to work and clarify these issues that have been outstanding for too long. Mr. Grossi was speaking during the first day of the IAEA Board of Directors meeting in Vienna on Monday, which runs until Friday.
British Prime Minister Boris Johnson survived a confidence vote on Monday, but a large rebellion in his Conservative Party over the so-called Partygate scandal dealt a blow to his authority and leaves him with a struggle to win back support. In all, 211 Tory MPs voted they had confidence in the Prime Minister Johnson's leadership, while 148 voted against him. The British Prime Minister won 59% of the vote, meaning he is now immune from a Conservative leadership challenge for a year. Indonesia Masters Badminton 2022 began in Jakarta on Tuesday. The tournament started with the qualifying matches on Tuesday, followed by first and second round quarterfinals, semi-final and conclude with the finals on 12th of this month. At the tournament, all eyes will be on PV Sindhu, who will take on Lene Kristoffersen of Denmark in the women's singles, and Lakshya Sen meet Hans Christian Solberg Vittinghus, also of Denmark, in men's singles on Wednesday as they look to hit top gear in the build-up to the Commonwealth Games starting July 28th. However, Saina Nehwal and Parupalli Kashyap, along with India's recent Thomas Cup hero HS Pranoy, made late pullouts. The men's team touched a new high with its Thomas Cup exploits, where India defeated 14-time champions Indonesia to win its first ever title. Badminton World Federation on Tuesday confirmed that the US Open scheduled for 4 to 9th October has been cancelled. USA Badminton concluded that it is no longer feasible for them to host their tournament this year due to organizational complications coming out of COVID-19. The US Open is a Super 300 tournament on the BWF World Tour. This is the third consecutive time that US Open has been cancelled.
Indian cricket team is all set to lock horns with South Africa in a 5-match 2020 international series from Thursday. The first encounter is scheduled to take place at Arun Jaitley Stadium in Delhi on the 9th of June from 7 p.m. KL Rahul will lead the Indian squad while Rishabh Pant will be his deputy. Themba Bavuma will take command of the South African teams. The two teams will play the subsequent matches in Cuttack on the 12th, Visakhapatnam on the 14th, Rajkot on 17th, and the last one in Bengaluru on the 19th of this month. In view of the upcoming T20 World Cup tournament, the series between India and South Africa will be beneficial to prepare for the World Championship in Australia. Indian maestro Vishwanathan Anand drew his 6th-round contest against Anish Giri of the Netherlands in the classical section of the Norway chess tournament. The classical match ended in a draw, after which the Armageddon ended in a stalemate early today to leave Anand on 11.5 points and in second place. World champion Magnus Carlsen rode to the top spot of the victory over Azerbaijan's Shakhriyar Mamedyarov to take his tally to 12.5 points after 6 rounds. The classical match between Anand playing back and Giri saw the two players shaking hands for a draw after 35 moves in an English variation game. In the ensuing Armageddon, the duo battled for 45 moves before it ended in a draw.
Now let us take a look at the major developments around the world as reported in the foreign press. First, we have a look at the press reports on China. TOI writes, Beijing warned Australia to act prudently or face serious consequences after Canberra accused a Chinese fighter jet of dangerously intercepting one of its spy planes over the South China Sea. Reuters writes, diplomatic tensions between China and Canada are rising again, with each country accusing the other of using their military aircraft flying near North Korea of provocation and harassment. The diplomat writes that India-Vietnam ties have deepened in dynamic Indo-Pacific. Now, let's have a look at the press reports on Nepal. Republica reports that the quality of vegetables and food items exported from both India and Nepal will now be tested in Bihar. This has become possible after the National Food Laboratory was inaugurated in Laxaul by Indian Minister of Health and Family Welfare, Dr. Mansukh Mandviya, on Sunday.
Now let's have a look at the press reports on Balochistan. The Balochistan Post reports that the police chief in Pakistan's southern Sindh province has instructed the authorities to ensure the safety of Chinese nationals working on various projects in the wake of recent attacks in the region. Baloch armed liberation groups in Pakistan-administered Balochistan have often targeted Chinese interests in the country. Now let's have a look at the press reports on Pakistan. Times of Islamabad reports that top Pakistani General Raza has said that no compromise shall be allowed on Pakistan's nuclear program. Pakistan Observer, in an opinion piece, writes that government was able to prevent a sovereign default by raising oil prices, but the country now faces record high inflation.
Now let's have a look at the press reports on Bangladesh. Bangladesh is observing the historic 6-point day marking the demand for autonomy for the then East Pakistan, reports Daily Star. A quick look at the headlines once again. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar says India is looking forward to join Nuclear Suppliers Group. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu reiterates India's commitment to strengthen ties with Qatar. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi to inaugurate Biotech Startup Expo 2022 in New Delhi on Thursday. World Food Safety Day being observed on 7th of June to promote awareness and encourage adequate steps to prevent, detect and manage foodborne risks. Indonesia Masters Badminton Tournament begins in Jakarta. And Indian cricket team to lock horns with South Africa in 5-match T20 International Series from Thursday. And now before we end, let us listen to Mahatma Gandhi's favorite bhajan Vaishnav Jan by artists from Philippines.
Vaishnav Jan ko tere kahiye jal, pihi pana
And with that, we end this bulletin. We'll be back at the same time tomorrow with the next edition of World News.